So good morning, everyone. Welcome to yoga this morning. It's a windy, cloudy, stormy day with tropical storm Isaias outside, but we're all cozy within, I hope. So this morning, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to ask you to pause your recording right now. If you don't know how to pause, we're going to go to the lower left-hand part of your screen and click there, and you should see a little circle with two parallel lines inside. You can push that, click on that, and that will pause us. And the reason I'm having you do this is so that you can go get two bath towels. I'm actually sitting on one here, just a moment. So we're going to have two regular size bath towels with us today so that we can more thoroughly explore our theme for this morning, and that is surrender. So go ahead and pause your recording right now. Go get your bath towels and come on back. So I'll see you in a minute. So now that we're back, welcome. So about, how many years ago? About 15 years ago, my precious husband and I went out to California so that I could pursue a yoga teacher training out in Santa Barbara, which is in the mountains. And it was quite an adventure. We had to do a lot of searching at night, trying to find White Lotus Yoga right outside of Santa Barbara. There had been a mudslide blocking the road, San Marcos Pass, from downtown Santa Barbara up to, through the hills up to White Lotus Yoga. So we had to skirt around, go north, go down San Marcos Pass, which is winding in the middle of nowhere. If you remember the movie Sideways, it was filmed up there in wine country. We also had to pick up someone from Taiwan who was coming at the train station, meet our kids for dinner, and then show up at White Lotus Yoga to drop off Lulu, who was staying there. So we went back way up the pass to stay at a hotel together. So you get the picture. It was a little bit chaotic, unknown territory, a real labor of love for my husband to go out and help me realize a dream. So after all this adventure, we were on our way home and we got on the airplane. We're sitting in our seats. The captain comes on the overhead and says, you know, folks, yesterday when we flew across country, the turbulence was absolutely terrible. Drinks were flying everywhere. Nobody could stand up. It's supposed to be like that again today. We're going to be white knuckling it all the way across country. So I'll tell you now, if you want to get off the plane, get off now. So what do? We're sitting there, Joe and I looking at each other. So I came to myself and I just said a prayer. I said, Lord, you are the Lord of the wind and the waves. I'm going to ask you right now to honor my husband and the sacrifices he's made to his comfort to be with me and accompany me on this trip. So I'm going to trust you that we're going to get across country. It's all going to be okay. Even if we have to hold on tight, we're just going to do it. And I thank you for everything that you've given us. I thank you for this opportunity. I just pray you would honor him by giving us a smooth ride. So just had to trust. So we did. And we decided to stay on the plane. The plane takes off, smooth as it can be, just going, going, going. Before long, the captain came on and said, you know, folks, I don't know what happened, but it looks like it's smooth sailing all the way across the country today to the East Coast from the West Coast. And, you know, of course, I wanted to jump out of my seat and say, I know what happened. I know what happened. God did it for us today. Hallelujah. But I kept it to myself and thought, thank you, Lord. You really are the Lord of the wind and the waves. And so today, in this environment on the East Coast, we're having a tropical storm, lots of wind, lots of waves, water outside. It's a perfect day to remember that in the midst of our troubles, Jesus, he's in the boat, he's sleeping, he's relaxed, he's saying, peace, be still. So I'm going to invite you now to lie back on your mat, get comfortable. Don't have to worry about the towels right now unless you want to use one of them folded under your head for a little cushion support. If you have yoga blankets, that's fine too. So resting back, we'll begin our journey into a day of surrender. Surrender. What does that look like for you today as you just rest back onto your mat? The concept of surrender is really countercultural because we tend to think we have to fight for everything. We have to all make it happen. We got to get out there and do it. Just do it. But, you know, in the spiritual battle, the spiritual life, the walk, maybe the struggle, the way to complete victory is surrender. So I'm just going to explore that a little bit today. So taking a moment now to look around, notice your environment, sacred ordinary on this windy, rainy day. Notice where you are. And when you've taken it in, closing your eyes if that's comfortable. If not, it's okay. Just soften your gaze. And we'll begin to listen. Maybe where you are today, you can hear a little wind. Maybe you can hear the rain. What do you hear? Just listen. And how does listening resonate in your body? How does softening and becoming aware to hear change sensations in your body within? How does it change the sensation in your spirit, in your mind? Just listen. And then becoming aware of sacred space around you. Hopefully a place where you feel safe. A place where your body can rest. We're going to explore this a little bit more in a few minutes. Noticing the mat coming up to meet your back, space around you, where you are seen in the heavenlies. You are known by your Creator completely, fully seen, fully known, fully loved, and fully held. Once again, noticing the mat coming up to meet your back and support you in the back of your head, down through your shoulders, allowing burdens to fall off your shoulders, off to the side, into the mat, into the ground, into the earth. Allowing your back to settle. Taking a little journey down your spine to your hips, and allowing your hips to release and settle into that support. If it's comfortable, allowing your legs to relax, feet and toes. And we'll do a little, take a little journey up the front of your body too, maybe up the tops of your feet. Noticing your shins, your knees, the thighs, your quadriceps, those big strong muscles that hold you up day in, day out. Let them just soften if that's good. Noticing your belly, your pelvis. Are you aware of tension there? It's okay, just notice. A lot of us hold our emotions there in the belly, in the hips. It's okay, just notice. Noticing your heart space. Noticing your throat, maybe softening there a little bit. And then softening the skin on your face, the whole forehead, your jaw, your cheeks, around your ears, just notice and soften. And then noticing your breath. So how is that for you today? Your easy breath, labored breath. What is it? Just notice. No pressure to be a certain way. Notice it moving in. Notice your breath feeding you on the way in. Softening on your way out. And if you'd like, now beginning to deepen your inhalation so that the breath sips in, we like to say like a sweet nectar, like you're a little hummingbird dipping your beak into the delicious nectar of beautiful red flower, maybe a hibiscus, maybe something beautiful, a lily, and taking in that sweet nectar of the breath in through your nose, sipping it down through the back of your throat and deeply into your lungs. So your lungs expand, your chest expands, body might feel even expansive here on your inhale. And on your exhale, your body settles in, ribs snuggle into center. And allow the breath to just come naturally out and open again. Maybe opening your awareness to receive what God has for you today. And allow your exhale to bring rest. So take a couple of breaths like this. Just notice the inhale, silence at the top of your inhale. Exhale, silence at the bottom of your exhale, sacred pause. Notice breathing in, breathing out. Full breath in, full breath out. Noticing a rhythm maybe. Can you surrender to that sweet rhythm of your breath, allowing your body to take what you need today for breath? Maybe breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, or maybe in through your nose, out through your nose. And while you're resting and exploring your breath, I'm going to share with you from the Gospel of Mark. It's chapter 4. Begins with verse 35. So later that day, when evening came, Jesus said to them, "Let's cross over to the other side of the lake." They left the crowd and took him on the boat just as he was, other boats following along. Gale force winds arose and waves crashed against the boat so that the boat was swamped. But Jesus was in the rear of the boat, sleeping on a pillow. They woke him up and said, "Teacher, don't you care that we're drowning?" He got up and gave orders to the wind. And he said to the lake, "Peace, be still." The wind settled down and there was a great calm. Jesus asked them, "Why are you frightened? Don't you have faith yet?" Overcome with awe, they said to each other, "Who then is this? Even the wind and the sea obey him." So from Jesus speaking today, he woke up and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased and there was a dead calm. He said to them, "Why are you afraid? Have you still no faith?" And from Jesus to the writer Gabriel, get out of yourself. Surrender the helm of your life to me. Let your soul be lost in mine. Why do you want to do everything? Give me your trust. And then just let yourself drift along wherever I take you. What would it look like for you to surrender your life to Jesus in this way? What would that look like for you? A little scary? A little relief? One more thing, if you notice, they have a relationship that moves into love, that travels on into trust, that travels on to surrender. A relationship that knows that no matter how you feel, whether you're afraid, whether you have faith or not, you can ask for things. You can ask for Jesus to come into your life and do something for you. And then you can be amazed. You can be in awe of what he will do, just as we were in awe on the airplane that day. The disciples were in awe, even though they knew him already. They trusted him. They had given their lives to him, but there's always more. There's always more. So how can we surrender more of ourselves today? How does that feel for you? Oh Lord, sometimes it is so hard for us to surrender, and we know that that is just what we need to do, that you're waiting right there for us to bring you a gaze, to bring you a look, to bring you a prayer that says, I just give it to you, take it all. So often we give it to you and then we take it back and want to do it ourselves. Oh, what does it take to just allow him to have us, to be there for us, to do it for us, with us, in us, through us? Lord God, as best we can, we surrender ourselves to you this morning. Show us in this practice that we can trust you, how you love us. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for each person here today, so precious in your sight. In Christ's name, amen. So let's take a stretch, reaching up and out in whatever way would feel yummy for your body today. You know, surrender is about yumminess too, so we can surrender to yummy this morning. So find that for yourself. And we'll draw knees into our chest when you're ready. Yep, we're going to draw the knees in. Take your hands to your kneecaps and think about being in that boat and rowing the boat. And we'll take knees apart and just press the knees away from us and then back to center and circle back into the chest. So you're just circling out through your hip sockets here. And breathing. Notice the expansion on your inhale and maybe a little resting and more ease on your exhale. And then we'll reverse those circles. Good. And then come back to center. Let the soles of your feet rest on the mat. We'll take our right knee in and catch underneath our knee, maybe interlacing fingers behind your right thigh, somewhere that's comfortable, where you can continue to let your shoulders soften into the mat. The left knee can be bent or it can be lengthened on the mat, pressing out to your left foot. So the left knee is bent, the right knee is drawn in. On your inhale, let's press the sole of the right foot up. And then allow your exhale to bend the knee, snuggle the right knee towards you. And just take this a few times. Inhaling up, press up to the sole of your foot. How does this feel? On your exhale, release, bending, snuggling. And do it again, inhaling up when you're ready. And exhaling in. And this time pressing up. We'll press up, stay. Soften your shoulders, soften your belly. Press out through that left leg, press the right heel up. Notice that your toes come toward your face. So say hello, just pressing towards you. Notice how this feels in the back of your leg along the hamstring as you press up with some energy through the sole of your foot up to the sky. And then gently begin to point your toe and flex. So just stretching out here a little bit, warming up the feet, and you're going to circle the ankle around a little bit. Breathe, and then reverse that circle. And then come back to center. Press the sole of your foot up. Now, take your left hand to the inside of your right knee. Just going to support the knee there as you drop the right foot across the midline. So you might feel this all on the outside of that right hip somewhere, maybe not. Take your right hand to the mat. I'm just going to press across a little bit, really pressing out through the sole of your foot, maybe just moving your foot around some, see how that feels in and out. And then come back to center, draw that knee in, place the sole of your foot down on the mat with knee bent. So let's draw the left knee in, interlace your fingers around the back of your left thigh, take the knee in. On your inhale, press the sole of your foot up with some strength, with some energy. Ooh, I feel that all along the sole of my foot. Press up. And inhale when you're ready. Oh, also, if you want to lengthen out your right leg, you can do that. or you can keep that knee bent for support. Foot on the mat. So pressing up on your inhale with your left leg. On your exhale, bend your knee, snuggle it towards you. So follow that rhythm. Pressing up on your inhale. Releasing, bending the knee in on your exhale. And inhale, press up. And exhale in. And inhale, press up and stay. Feel, watch, listen. And then circle ankle around. And other way. Easy breath here. Just nice, sweet, easy breath. Come back to center and we'll flex and point. Easy shoulders, soft face. So this is where your back just surrenders into the support of the mat underneath. As you energize up through your left leg and flex and point. And then stay there in flexion just a minute. Just see how that feels. Just listen to your leg here. And then we'll take the right hand to the inside of the left leg for support here. Let your left hand come down behind your right hand support. So without lifting your hips off the mat, you're going to keep your right and left hips grounded into the floor, holding on to the inside of the left leg. Just let it drape across your midline here. So this is where we're just kind of looking at how the outside of your hip feels. You might even want to take the left groin, maybe take your thumb and just press it down toward the foot of your mat so that your groin presses away from your rib cage. You're just evening out your hips. Breathe. Easy, sweet that breath, that nice little nectar. And then come on back to center, bend your knee. Place the soles of your feet on the mat. And then rock your knees side to side a little bit here. Back and forth. And good. So let's take the right foot up again. And we'll reach up and take either to the outside of take underneath the right knee, or reach up and take hold of the outside of your right foot and draw that knee in closer. So you're in kind of a half happy baby here. So the left leg can remain bent, or you can straighten out that left leg again and come to half happy baby. And so you're just pressing out here, pressing out with energy and length think about your belly, think about the heart space, down into your abdomen and down, shooting down now. Just sweet energy, that little trickle of energy that comes right down through the center of your left leg, down through your foot. The right foot is pressing up toward the ceiling, drawing your knee in. Shoulders are relaxed. Just soften your face here and breathe for a moment. And we'll release your right foot to the mat. Let's take left knee in, either catch it on the outside of the left knee or reach up, take hold of the pinky toe side of your left foot, and we're going to bend this knee in toward the shoulder as we keep the sole of the foot pressing up to the sky. The right leg, again, can be in alignment with your hip, just bent here with the sole of your foot on the floor, or you can stretch it out if you want a little more sensation right here in the hip flexor. So settling in here, soften your shoulders, widen your collarbones, let your chest soften here. This is truly a place of surrender where we are going to just notice how we feel. Notice where we might be holding that doesn't serve us right now. Maybe your jaw is clenching a little bit. Maybe your neck is feeling a little tense, your shoulders. Let everything go except for what you need to be here. With the energy moving down through the center of your right leg, out through your right foot, pressing out with the knee bend, and also pressing up through the sole of your left foot. Easy breath, just notice. And then we'll release the left foot to the mat, knee bent, and let's bend the right knee, and we'll rock side to side. Nice and easy here. Take the, whatever that is, your right foot here, and place it across your left knee. Press the right thigh away from this just a little rebounding there. Just see how that feels. Check in with the hip socket. So if you want to stay here, stay here. If that's feeling really good, if you're having a little opening back of your hip, that's great. If you want to feel it a little bit more, pick your left foot up off the mat and draw your knees towards you. So we're just going to take a couple of breaths here to begin to release in the hips a little. Breathe. You can take hold of the outsides of your knees, or you can reach through, interlace fingers behind your thigh. And breathe here. Soft shoulders. Get your face soften, relax here. Maybe draw the left knee in towards you a little, see how that feels. Maybe press the tailbone down a little bit more. That really will increase your awareness here of this opening. And then we'll place the sole of your left foot on the floor. Take your right foot up, fingertips reach up to the sky, shoulders soft. So we're going to reach in opposition. We'll take a breath and reach up through our legs, reach up through our arms. Energy through your fingertips, all the way up through the ceiling, all the way up through the sole of your foot. And then we'll lower in opposite directions. So the leg lowers, arms come over your head, reach, reach, reach. Breathe. So a little pause here to feel that nice length from end to end. And then scoop that right knee back up into your chest for a second and place it, your foot down. Then we'll take left foot across your right knee, press out through the left thigh a little bit, just give it a little push, let it go, a little bounce, back and forth. And then if you want to stay here, chill. If you like to pick up your right knee, either interlace fingers behind your right thigh, or hold on to the outsides of your knees and draw the right knee in closer. Feet are flexed. Notice the energy here in your feet and your legs. Breathing in through your nose, down through your chest, down through your belly, down into your hips. Easy breath. Maybe take a little rock here. How does that change your sensation if you rock side to side just a little? Doesn't have to be big, just a little awareness. And then placing the sole of your right foot on your mat, let's take the left foot straight up. Fingertips reach up. Take a breath here. And then we're going to lengthen end to end. As you lower your leg to the mat with some strength and energy, take your arms above your head, reaching out end to end. Easy, yummy breath. Take it in. It's very luxurious. Reaching out and then drawing the left knee in again. Plant the sole of your foot on the floor. And just stay here for a moment. Take your hands to the mat. Your shoulders broaden. Check in. Just take a moment to surrender to right now. Right now. Here you are. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do but to be right here. And then we'll just roll on over to your side toward the screen. Take a breath and slowly press yourself up to sitting. So we'll take one of our towels. I'll show you how to fold them. So if you're used to folding yoga blankets, it's the same thing. Take your towel, you're going to fold it in half with the short ends together. Short ends together, like that. And then we'll fold this in half, this way. See, this way. So what do you call that? Let's say you draw the shorter ends together here. So you're just going to fold it in half like this. And then you can lay it on the floor. So you have this nice rectangular shape, you see? So then you take it, I'm snorting, and then you take your towel, you're just going to fold it in half like this. And then if you want a little bit more cushion, you can fold it in half again. And so you can sit on it. This is like your sit-upon in Girl Scouts, if you ever did that. So we'll just perch our hips there if you like, or if you have a yoga blanket, that's great too. So we'll start seated nice and tall. Ground through your hips. Just take easy pose. And they call it easy pose, but it really isn't easy for a lot of us. So if you'd rather just have your hips on the floor and roll up your two towels, you can take one towel under one thigh and the other towel under your other. So just take a second, see how you're feeling here. If you're able to sit up nice and tall, that's great. So let's come to sitting, gathering in the abdominal wall, lifting up through the heart. Take our hands to your upper thighs. Let your palms press down into your upper thighs. Draw your shoulders back and down a little bit. Ease them out. Breathe. Elbows are easy. And we'll come to just resting here. Let's take a deep breath here. And on your exhale, pressing into your thighs gently, just make that journey down to the knees. Arms lengthening a little bit. Give your knees a little squeeze there. And then we'll sit up tall here. And on your exhale, we're going to shift to your right and circle. So you want to keep the abdomen engaged. You're just kind of circling around on the space in your perineal area there where you set your sit bones, the pubic bone. It forms kind of a little circle there, a little oval that you're just circling around to get a sense of your groundedness. So we're just going to circle here and then reverse it. Go the other way. If you'd like to breathe with it, your exhale will take you back. Your inhale will bring you forward. And last time, we're going to circle around all the way back to center, and you're sitting up tall still, but you're just hinging forward a little bit. On your inhale, pressing up to a tall spine. Exhale, maybe hold on to your knees or your shins, round back. So you're scooping your pubic bone up towards your belly button there. Scoop and shortening here, press back, and then inhale, sit up, and exhale back. This is called camel ride. We're taking a ride this morning. Press back. Have you ever ridden a camel? It is pretty bumpy trying to get up off the ground. They're very wonky. You have to really hold on. And then come up tall. Let the shoulders broaden and settle. And so we're focusing now. We just worked the lower abdominal area, the sacral chakra. Now we're going to come up to solar plexuses, which from this is the seat where we put put ourselves out into the world. So we want it to be nice and open in a comfortable and balanced way. So think about knitting your bottom ribs in toward one another, but lifting here. Now we're going to open this area by taking the palms out. Take an inhale, reach out, press out through here. And the heart also, we're kind of doing both at the same time. And then gather in. Take your arms around you, sweet hug today. Inhale, open. Yay, exhale, come in. So we're offering, but we're balancing that by gathering in. And inhaling, opening. This is what it takes to be effective, to put yourself out there, but then you gather in and have a place of quiet to regroup. Inhale, open. Exhale, in. Inhale, open. Last time, thumbs behind you. Take a big reach. Exhale, gather in, and just stay here for a moment. Let your chin drop to your chest, but sit up tall. Forehead drops. Find your breath. And now I'm going to invite you to just surrender to a place of quiet here. Quiet, stillness, gathered in. Breathing. Notice your breath here, moving in and out softly. And taking one more breath here. And exhale, release your arms. Take your hands to your knees. So we're moving on up. We're moving on up into the throat area. We're going to open our throat by using lion's breath. So we'll take a deep inhale. On your exhale, your tongue comes out, eyes look up. You're kind of looking up at the third eye here, that seat of wisdom, intuition, intelligence, knowledge. Take a breath. One more time. And then quiet your face, quiet your jaw, soften your forehead. Breathe. Settle. Shoulders are soft. Neck is long. Your chin is parallel with the floor here. And we'll take our hands up to our forehead, interlace your fingers here, and swipe side to side, just relieving tension in the brow, and also thinking about creating space in your thoughts and mind. For surrendering those things to God's presence. What does God have for you today? What thoughts are beneficial? What would grow your awareness? So now we're going to move all along the scalp, coming all along from the top. Move to center, press out and down, and move. Make your way all around the back of your skull. So you're going to come around, press and pull, press, pull, press and pull. So you're really opening up your whole mind, full intuition, all your wisdom to God's presence here. And then just smoothing out, smoothing back, easy here. Good, and now let's interlace fingers in front of our chest, press our palms out. Take a breath. Exhale, press forward, let your shoulders stay soft. Inhale, arms up and down. So your palms come to the top of your head. Inhale as you press up. This is our connection with the heavens, with God's presence. Exhale down. And as always, look who's up there behind us. We have Jesus watching. Father God here, the universe. We have Mother Mary, Jesus, Lamb of God. Yay! All this Holy Spirit all with us this morning. So take a breath, reach up. Exhale, palms down by your side. Turn your right palm up. Take an inhale, reach up and over. And we're just going to take this very easy on the breath. Inhaling up and exhale over. So if you want to think about surrender here, it's just to surrender to that nice sense of cascading over, an easy breath. No pressure, nice and easy, allowing it to be just what it needs to be today. You want to think about grounding through that outer hip, lengthening up through your side body. And maybe each time you go over, you go just a little bit farther, take it up, press it out. Inhale up and over and stay, so reach. Ooh, yes, press out. I like to press out through the palm because it gives me, I'm pressing out through my bottom palm on the floor, pressing this hip down, so the opposite hip presses toward the earth, other hand presses out. And breathe. How low can you go? Just be comfortable. Nice, easy press. Pick it up. On your inhale, we're going to sail over to the other side. Reach up and stay and breathe. So notice your chest. I'm noticing that I wanted to drop forward a little bit. As best you can here, keep the chest open, which means you have to draw the belly in. Be careful of your lower back, that you're not pressing let's keep the lower ribs snuggled in so that we can be in alignment. Let that bottom shoulder rest, reach out, press. Ooh, yeah, press into the hand that's on the floor and away from you. So you see how that opposite hip presses down when I do that? Reach out long, easy breath. You can play with it a little bit. How does that feel? And then come on up and let your arms float down. Good. Good. So let's keep the right leg where it is. Let's take the left foot up. We're just going to sit kind of crossways a little bit. Let your bottom leg just drop out here. Take your foot to a comfortable place and take this knee up. We're going to do a little twist here, which we don't usually do in this position. Just an interesting way to find the twist. So we'll take our other hand out to the side. So say your right knee is bent here. You're going to take your left arm out. Take an inhale up here. Exhale out. Take it down. Hold on to, grab around the other side of your leg here. Lift your spine. Take a breath here. So you have a nice line going all the way from your sit bones through the center of your body, out through the crown of your head. And from here, you're just going to take your twist. See how that feels for you today. It's a little different. I really like it. See what you think. So breathing, twisting, allowing your head to follow. Your gaze follows around behind as far as you're comfortable. So how's it going there for you? What do you think? How do you feel? How's the breath? And then on your inhale, let's sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, come back around. Take your hand to your knee. Release. Take the other hand around behind you. Just take a little opening away from that knee. Just swivel around opposite direction and just slightly to counter twist and come back to center. Good. We'll take both legs out. Let's reach and massage the legs a little bit. Good. And then we'll go to the other side. So we'll take right leg in here, then the opposite knee. So it seems to me that when I'm sitting like this, I can get a better seat. I can feel more stable with this foot on the floor. This knee bent with this leg supporting. It's like a little kickstand here, or a little brace, so that you're sitting up nice and tall and supported. So let's take this hand out, the opposite hand out. Make sure your foot's stable here. And inhale, lift. Exhale, out and around. And let's come toward the knee. Swoop that knee, the hand underneath the knee, and hold on. See how that feels. Notice how your shoulder can open here, and the shoulders can remain a little more level. And we'll take the other hand around behind us. Take an inhale, lift. And then resume your twist. Just take it. Ooh, how does that feel? You're spiraling around from the hips, through the waistline, through the ribs, through the shoulders, and now through your neck, through your head, face. Breathe. So as you're here, I'm turning forward so I can talk to you. I'm going to invite you to soften your gaze. Soften your thoughts about being here and how you got here, and just be here and surrender to this moment. How does it feel to be fully supported in your twist? To be able to soften your shoulders, soften your gaze, soften your face. Allow your breath to sail in through your nose, feed your entire body. And then on your inhale, let's sit up tall. Exhale, we're going to release around, take the back arm up, and just come around the other direction to counterpose the twist. Just take for a second. And come back to center, come back to sitting. Sit up nice and tall here. Take your legs out. And once again, massage your legs. Coming up the backs of your legs, get the lymph nodes back there primed like a little pump to get the lymphatic system working. And working along with that, we're going to flex and point here to get all those muscles in the calves working, which will help move your lymph up toward the heart. Breathe. It's like a little pump. We're just pumping it out. And then take your legs out, rock them out a little bit, give them some little pushes. So let the legs be very soft. You're just using your hands to press them, work in those acupressure points all along the sides of your legs. So let's just tap all the way up through your hips. Come up to under your arms here, about 4 inches under on your ribs. Give yourself a little twirl. We'll do it again. Tap, tap, tap. Breathe all the way up. Come up under your arms there. Give yourself a twirl. Shake it out. Circle your wrists both ways. Jazz hands here, open and close. Good, shake it out. So now we're going to go to a little restorative pose, which is why I had you take the blankets today, okay? I'm going to be a very simple practice today. A little rest for us, how about that? So you have your blanket, you have your blanket or your towel. So we had it folded like this, right? So I'm going to take it here and yes, fold it this way. And then we'll fold it again in half. So you have a nice long rectangle here and place it along the center of your mat, nice and flat. So you want to kind of smooth it out here. Your other towel can be folded like so, or however you want it, to make a little cushion for your head. So we'll take it here, leave a little space there between. So I'll show you how to balance these out. So we're going to, let's see if this works. Hold on a second. So we're going to lower down, come onto your towel, and you'll take your other towel underneath your head for support. So you'll find that you have just a little lift underneath your chest, and that's what we want. It's a little heart opener. We'll take our hands out to the side, and you can let your legs drop out long beneath you, but notice how this is for your lower back. It's not comfortable for your lower back to rest like this. You want to keep your knees bent, okay? Or you can slide a little further down so your hips are off your towel, and then you can pull your other towel in under your head. So you want to just shift around a little bit, see what's comfortable for you. So actually, I'm thinking that with the towels, it might be better just to take it like this. Take your other towel right across the top here for your head. So just play with that, get yourself in a comfortable place. And if that doesn't work for you at all, you can take the towel out completely. Maybe just put one under your head. So take a moment, settle there. So let's see what our bodies are doing. If you have your legs extended, allow your legs to really rest here and allow your legs to just drop out to the side. Just rest through your thighs, through your calves, through your feet. Notice that your back is fully supported by the towel underneath, and you have something under your head for support. Allow your awareness to come down into the heart space. So this is called a gentle heart opener. So that space right in front of the chest, right before the chest, your literal physical heart, your emotional heart, is lifted here. It's heart lifting. So as your hands rest down beside you, I'm going to invite you to just turn your palms up so that your shoulders can broaden here. The chest can widen. Notice where your hands are. If they're way far away from your body, it might be a little bit of stress on your shoulders. So play with that. See how it feels to draw the hands closer to you a little bit. And so if it's comfortable for you to close your eyes here, go ahead and close your eyes. Settle into the sensations of your body here. Notice your breath. This place of quiet. I'm going to share with you, as we're here, from a poem called Surrender. It's a yoga poem, actually, by a woman named Helen Redfern. She is a writer. Her practice includes yoga, walking with her dogs in the woods. She loves to read, and she loves to embrace the new. So as you rest here, I just invite you to let this poem wash over you. I'm going to share little pieces of it. Surrender. Surrender to the present moment. In this moment, in this place, you are safe. There is no danger here, no need for fight, no need for flight. So slow your breathing. Relax your muscles. You can rest now. Surrender yourself to the space around you, to the mat beneath your body, to the ground beneath your mat. Cease fighting. Lay down your arms. Literally, lay down your arms. Embrace the liberation and peace that is found in renouncing the struggle. So how's this feeling for you this morning? The thought of surrender. How would it be to pray the prayer, Jesus, I surrender myself to you. Take care of everything. I'm going to say that again, and notice how that feels in your body, in your heart, your mind. Jesus, I surrender myself to you. Take care of everything. And so to come out of this pose, we're going to bend our knees and roll over onto your side off of your towel to face the screen. And we'll just float ourselves up to sitting. And we'll come around to all fours. We'll take the towels off of our mat and come around to all fours. And I'm just going to come this way to begin. So we'll have our knees together for this one. Take your hands out to the outer edges of your mat, your pinkies, fingers, or little fingers on the outside of the mat. So come to table here. And from here, we'll just press the hips directly side to side. So you want to have your tummy toned in the middle there. You don't want to just let your tummy drop. Side to side, you can feel that in the outer edges of your thighs there. And then come back to center, separate your knees as wide as you need to press back into a sweet child's pose. So press back. You can let your shoulders be soft here. This is truly a pose of surrender, if you can think of it that way. We just become like a little child. You know, the other night I had it was morning, I had a dream. Right before I woke up, there was a plaque right before me that said, like a child. And so ever since, the concept of surrender has been really forefront. What would it be like to just be like a little child and trust God? Trust Jesus to take care of everything for you. Find your breath. Soften your thoughts if you can. Good. And we'll come up to all fours here. Take a little bit of cat-cow. So as always, the tummy's gathered in. The knees are under your hips and hands are under your shoulders if that's possible, or maybe out a little bit more ahead. And we'll take an inhale, come up to cow pose, and exhale, rounding. So you're going to curving your spine up, chin to chest, round. And inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. And inhale, lengthen, and stay. We're just tipping the tail up, taking a little gaze forward. Breathe, stretch out your belly here. And exhale, round when you're ready. And just sending your thoughts down into your spine. Noticing where you might need a little bit more breath, a little press here, a little pull there. And then we'll come to table, tuck your toes, press back to a downward facing dog. So we pick up the knees, press your hands into the mat and away from you under your knuckles. And tread one heel down, other heel down. And then pressing both heels down, pressing back. Shoulders are drawn away from your ears. Maybe come up on your toes if that's accessible, and then take a breath here. Exhale, press your heels down toward the mat. So we're grounding here through the heels if we can, but you don't have to meet the mat with your
And then we'll take a breath and shift forward. Walk your feet towards your hands. So plant your feet in the earth there. Take your hands back towards your feet. And take your hands up to your knees. Curl the hips under. Allow your head to just really relax here. The back of your head. The back of your head is really released. Your neck is soft. And we're just going to come up halfway. Stop here. Let your arms dangle. Shake them out a little bit. Let your head be soft. Your neck. I already have a soft head. Whatever. So notice how it feels to really gather in your belly here and round through your back. And then slowly press up from here. Very slow. You're just going to surrender to the moment. Take your time. No hurry. Come on up. One vertebrae at a time. You're going to roll up, unfurl the spine. And when you make your way to the top, your head comes up last. Ooh, I have no head. My head has disappeared. There it is. So we'll come up to standing. We're just going to take it very easy. Come to mountain pose. And inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale, float your arms down side to side. And this is just a little exercise in surrendering to the breath. So we're just going to inhale, swoop our arms up. And allow it to be nice and easy. Exhale down. There's truly nowhere else to go but to stand here and feel the space. Exhale down, yummy. And this time, let's take arms up. Take hold of your right wrist. Press your right palm up like this. Press up. Soft shoulders. And then just arc over to the side. And come up, change hands. Exhale here. And inhale up. You gotta use your belly here. Exhale over. Make sure you're stable in your core. Come on up, change sides. One more time, press out. We'll have crescent moon. So pretty to see those in the sky, isn't it? And come on up. You're gonna reach up with both arms. Take a breath. Exhale, dive forward. Nice swan dive forward. Run your hands down the backs of your legs. Feel your body. Come down to reaching either the knees, your shins, fingertips on the floor. Take an inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, bend your knees, lengthen your spine, reach out nice and wide, press up, palms touch, and come down to the heart. And let your hands drop side to side. Take a breath. And we'll take arms up, volcano pose. Nice energy shooting up through the fingertips. Press out into five-pointed star. So your feet are turned out a little bit. You want to just sit into your powerful pose here. So thighs are pressing out. Tummy is lifted. Hands are facing forward. So this is a pose of power. It's called goddess pose, really. Sun goddess, moon, no, it's moon goddess, right? But we know who's really God, right? So inhale, reach out. And exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, sit and stay. And then we'll take arms out and down. We're going to swivel to our right side. So swivel around to the right. So your toes, back toes are angled out a little bit, front toes facing forward. Going to go into a warrior one. So we're swiveling the hips around as best you can, facing forward, level here. Take arms up. Strong legs. Exhale, bend into your front knee. So you're remaining lifted in the heart, pressing through with this front hip. Breathe, find your warrior. Just surrender to it in a way that's easy. So there's that nice balance between the strength that it takes to be here, the core strength through the center of all your bones, the center of your legs, your arms, but the muscles gently hug the bones so that we have an ease, we have an effort. It's just a balance here. So take it up. Breathe. On your inhale, straighten your front leg and take your arms down to that goalpost.
pose like this. And we'll inhale, press forward. Exhale, open. And inhale, press forward. Exhale, open. And now as you're here, your legs are long, you're going to take your elbows together and your hands together. Drop the hands down, step onto your front foot and bring your back foot in, keeping your hips level here. And so you can have your hands down by your side, lift up, and just staying here if you like, or just hinging forward in a little warrior three with your hands back behind you, like little cicada wings back there. Take a little balance. You need to keep your foot down, keep it down, and just play with it. Take foot up, put foot down. But can you surrender to this concept of ease and balance as you pull everything into center? Find your gaze, find your focus. Reaching out end to end. And now step back on your back foot. Take your arms up and we'll swivel center. Feet out, 5-pointed star. Take a breath and exhale. Inhale, open. We're just going to do this a couple of times. Exhale here. These are the goalpost arms that we do in Warrior One. Inhale, open. Take your arms up and we'll swivel to the other side. So remember, back foot angles out, right toes forward. Take a breath here. On your exhale, sail out forward into Warrior One. So that's this forward shift. The hips press through. Heart is lifted. So take a breath here. Exhale, straighten your front leg, arms come down into goalpost. Inhale, reach, press forward. Exhale. Come forward. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale here. Last time, exhale. Goalpost. Take your elbows together, palms together. Step forward a little bit here. So you're going to step onto the front foot. So you want to have that energy moving down through the earth to ground you, but you're also lifting through the heart to help you lift. Palms either down by your side, or you can take palms to heart. Or you can reach forward from here and just reaching out. So I'm going to take my hands like those cicada wings today. Lift up. You can stay here if you want to just try to balance here, lifting toes, playing with that. Or take a breath and hinge forward. So you need to press into this standing leg. And hinging through, find your focal point. Breathe, rest on the breath. Play. And step onto your back foot. Take arms up. Come on out. And step together, hands to the heart. Good. And we'll come on down to an easy camel. So we're just going to come to knees. Here, if you want to take one of your towels and put it under your knees for a cushion, that's great. Do another little heart opener here. So I'm going to go around sideways and show you that we'll put hands either on either side of your sacrum. So they can be here, they can be here. You can take hands up your back if that's better. But the point is you're just nudging the sacrum down a little bit. So you're not sinking into your lower back. You're lifting and lengthening back here, but you're also lifting from the knees up through your thighs. You're lifting and pressing forward here as you lift out of your lower back. So shoulders are pressing back. And just take a little easy camel. Just arcing back, heart open. You can gaze up. You don't have to take your head all the way back. Lift and press. If it hurts your back, please come out. And then shifting forward here, come back to center. Get yourself stable here. And then slowly lower. Take your hands to the mat here. Kind of come home to yourself, see how you're feeling. Maybe swivel around a little bit, sit off to the side. And we're going to come to lying down. So as we rest back, we want to take our blankets or our towels and roll them up. So they should be about like this now. Remember, you're here, started here, and then you go half again, and then you can roll them up. So we've done this in class many times. If you haven't done it before, you're just making like a little Tootsie Roll here. There's that on one side of your mat, and then you're going to take your other blanket and do the same thing. Roll them up. So they'll be ready for you in just a moment. So take them, roll them up, put one on one side, one on the other, about midway, just so you can get hold of them. And we'll sit up and reach forward and roll back. So roll back and draw your knees in with you. And from here, press both the soles of both feet to the sky. Tuck one hand under one butt cheek and the other hand under the other butt cheek, right on either side of your sacrum. You're just going to allow the hips to rest onto your hands if that's comfortable. If not, that's okay. You can take your hands out, but just press up for a moment. Maybe bend your knees a little bit. And so point your toes away from you. And then just the toes come back towards you. So it's like that Barbie foot thing. Spread your toes out a little bit. And we're just going to have a gentle inversion here for a moment. The breathing here. Breathe. So this reverses gravity. Just gives your what is that? Your circulatory system a chance to have a little help. And then we'll draw the knees in. Bend your knees. Release your hands from under your bottom. Draw your knees in. Take both feet to the mat now. And we'll rock the hips side to side. So find those towels that you have rolled up next to you. You want to just, so you're here in center, your feet are together, knees are together, but then you're going to drop your knees apart and rest your outer thighs onto those towels as you place the soles of your feet together. So see where your best place is for the towels to rest. You might need to hug them in really close to your legs so that you have more support. And if you're very flexible here, you might want to move them away from you a little bit so you get more sensation there, more opening, but just go to your level of comfort, go to your place that feels good. And once again, we'll take our palms up, let the shoulders relax into the mat. And I'm going to sit up so I can talk to you and you can just rest. If you need to come out of this at any time, please do. So this is another place to allow yourself to surrender. Notice how it feels here to feel the support of those towels rolled up or the blankets underneath your thighs so that you can trust that you won't overdo, that it's there for you. The towels are there for you for support. The mat is underneath you for support. Notice the back of your neck. Allow the back of the neck to lengthen. Allow your jaw to be soft. Notice how your back settles right into the mat underneath. And coming back to your breath, allow your breath to sip in gently through your nose, as deeply as you can into your body so that maybe you can imagine it swirling around down in the pelvis as you find this opening. And at any time, if this is not comfortable, please slowly draw your knees together, straighten your legs out if that feels better, or roll onto your side, whatever feels right. So coming back to your breath, watching it move in and out, nice and easy. I'll share with you another piece of our poem, another stanza, as you rest. Now is the only time we have. Accept the present moment precisely as it is. No agenda, no objective, no judgment. Relinquish internal resistance to what is. This is what is. Everything is for a season. This too will pass. Surrender the strain of forcing the outcome. Surrender control of what is to come. Be prepared to accept whatever outcome arises. Be prepared to hold loosely. Be prepared to journey without attachment to the destination. For what will be, will be. And going back to the words that we read this morning, I would venture to say that this type of surrender to Christ is really the safest surrender that we have. The one who is always for our good, always for our best. As he says, get out of yourself, surrender the helm of your life to me. Let your soul be lost in mine. What would it look like for you to surrender your life to Jesus in this way? So, as you rest, I'm going to invite you to take one knee up to center, other knee up to center, taking the towels side to side. And press them away from us a little bit. Lengthen out your right leg, lengthen out your left leg. And then take arms overhead and reach end to end. And then gathering your knees into your chest, we're just going to very easily let the knees drop over to the right, finding the support of that rolled up towel on the right side, letting your legs just settle into the towel. Taking your arms open, the heart opens again. Take your gaze over the left shoulder. And allow the breath to move freely, surrendering the weight of your body to the mat. Breathe. Easy. And then we'll draw the knees up through center. Make your way over to the other side, finding the other rolled up towel or blanket for support underneath the outside of your knee or shin, or both. Arms out easily with shoulders maybe snuggling underneath us a little bit. The shoulder blades might want to tuck under a little bit. As you take your gaze over to the right side, allow your feet to relax. Soften your toes. Soften your thoughts. Easy breath. And then we'll make our way back to center. Plant the soles of your feet on the floor and press your hips up to realign your spine. But stretching out your right leg and your left. Moving into our final relaxation pose, Shavasana. So, which actually means corpse pose, which is the ultimate form of surrender. Now, Jesus tells us if we want to find our life, we need to lose it. Ooh, daunting for us, but trusting that he has something waiting for us that's so beautiful. Resting in, surrendering to the breath. Let's just take a few moments of quiet, allowing our bodies to settle into the earth, fully supported, fully loved, fully seen, fully known, and rest. And then slowly coming back to your body, moving fingers, toes, maybe circling out wrists, ankles. Gathering your knees in and just rolling onto one side. Take time to open your eyes here, look around. And slowly press yourself up to sitting once again. You might want to perch on one of your towels or blankets again. So when we have class, it's a good thing to do is just to bring one. You want 2 towels, probably, maybe 3. And that way you'll have them to support you in your practice. So we're going to come up to sitting. And, in yoga, we also have hand postures that serve to connect one side of the brain to the other. And they're not really sure exactly how they work, but there is a mysterious way of moving energy with poses in our fingers. You know how when you're in prayer pose, that can really mean something to you. It brings us a sensation, a sense of awareness to a state of mind, a state of spirit. When we have our hands raised, there's just maybe surrender here, maybe offering, maybe praise, maybe receiving. But there's a pose in yoga for your hands that is related to surrender. And it's this, I'll show you. So you take your hands up, find your middle finger and your ring finger, and you're going to touch the ends of them to your thumb like this. So that it looks like little deer or something. You've got like we're having puppet show here. So here's your fingers, your thumbs and your ring finger and your middle finger and your little ear fingers here. And we're going to take those together and put your pinky finger and your pointer finger together. And we'll just rest them down on our lap. So you can see what kind of a shape it makes. The fingers are pressed together, the energy meridians of the body talking to each other here. This is a pose of surrender. So take a moment to close your eyes if that's comfortable. Let your hands rest on your thighs. And see how it feels for the pointer fingers to touch, the pinky fingers to touch. And in center, the thumb, the middle finger, and the ring finger are connected. And we're just going to place the thumbs together. And notice how that feels in your body. What kind of sensations do you have? Does it give you any sense of connectedness? Does it change the way you feel at all? I'm just going to invite you to stay here if you'd like, or if you just want to place hands on your knees, that's fine as well. Coming back to your breath, nice and easy. Notice your breath moving in, breath moving out. Notice now the connection that you have within your body, within your center. As I share with you the last stanza of our poem for today. Surrender to a wisdom so simple yet profound. You are alive. You are safe. You are held. Submit to the source of all life. Trust in the source of all light. Devote your life to the source of all love. Just breathing, noticing, softening. God of all life, God of creation, God of love. You created the world out of love and you seek us for relationship. So help us today to open our eyes to that and receive the love you have for us. To learn to trust and walk. And as we know your faithfulness, may we surrender more and more to your support, your wisdom, your light. Guide our path, be a lamp unto our feet, as we surrender ourselves to you this day, this moment. In the name of Jesus Christ, we lift up this time for your glory. Amen. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Shanti, Shalom. Thank you so much. See you next time. The sun has come out. The wind is calm. Jesus is here. Thank you. I love you. See you soon.